Hello. So let us try to finish this one today. Let's see if we can finish it or not. So we are starting with the news of defense. So the first news here is CBEX 2. So what is the CBEX 2? CBEX 2 is a new kind of explosive which India has developed, and it is a new kind of high performance explosive. Explosive basically means barud, something like that. So just remember what is CBEX 2. It is an explosive. Then we have Rudram 1 missile. So Rudram 1 missile was recently test fired successfully by DRDO for Indian Air Force, and it is an air to surface missile. So what is this basically? This is basically an anti-radiation missile. So what does anti-radiation missile mainly do? They mainly are used to destroy the infrastructure that are associated with the planes with respect to takeoff and all. Such for example radars and other things of enemies from where radiation can be observed. So this is an anti-radiation missile, and this missile, that is Rudram 1, is basically air to surface, means it can be striken from an aeroplane to ground directly, and it has a range up to 250 kilometer with a speed of Mach 2. Then we have Kalashnikov AK-203 assault rifles. So this Indian Russian Rifles Private Limited, which is a joint venture between India and Russia, have successfully delivered around 3,500 Kalashnikovs rifle to Indian Army recently. So what is important here is who is the developer of this Kalashnikov. His name was Mikhail Kalashnikov. So it is easy because in his surname only Kalashnikov is there. And we have to also remember this is an Indo-Russian collaboration. Then we have Pralay missile. So Armenia has shown interest in buying this Pralay missile from India. So India has a chance to boost its reputation as a missile exporter. So why is this in news? Because this Pralay missile was compared with other two missiles of the same type by Armenia. So first one is the LoRa, which is long range artillery missile of Israel. Then Pralay missile of India, which is a short range ballistic missile, this only 50 with a range of 150 to 500 kilometer, and Iskandarium, which is by Russia. Then we have Triput. This basically is INS Triput. So Goa shipyard had launched an advanced Talwar class frigate called as INS Triput. So actually in 2016, India and Russia had made a deal where four frigates were to be given to India. Of them, two would be directly imported by India and two would be developed by collaboration with respect to transfer of technology. So the two one so among these two, which were has to be developed indigenously, so one of them has is ready. So this is only INS Triput. So basically what is actually Triput? It is basically a frigate, and others are INS Talwar, Trishul, Tabag, Teig and Tarakash. Then we have World Heritage Young Professional Forum. So Ministry of Culture is hosting the 2024 World Heritage Young Professional Forum, which is a platform for young people and heritage experts to foster intercultural learning and exchange. And Cultural Mapping Initiative. So this is under the National Mission for Cultural Mapping, which aims to provide a comprehensive overview of cultural heritage of around 6.5 lakh village across India. So what does this basically do? It mainly documents the various kind of culture that are associated at the village level in India. Then we have Rashtrapati Bhavan's Darbar Hall and Ashoka Hall will be renamed. So the Darbar Hall will now be called as Ganatantra Mantapa, and Ashoka Hall. Like I think, what was it called? Okay, Ashoka Hall will be now also be called as Ashoka Mantapa. So they are just adding Mantapa. For Darbar, it will be changed totally to Ganatantra Mantapa. Some basic facts about this was Darbar Hall, like it was earlier used for hosting civil and defense ceremonies, especially like swearing in ceremonies and all. It was actually designed by Edward Lutyens, who is also the designer of our parliament. Then we have Ashoka Hall. So this was earlier a ballroom which was used for dancing and all, but currently it is used for credential presentations by the heads of mission. Then we have Charadio Moidams. So these are basically the 43rd UNESCO's World Heritage Site to be recognized from India. So Assam's Charadio Moidams have been recognized as UNESCO's World Heritage Site. So what are these Moidams? So basically this is a kind of mound on the earth surface where the burials of king and queens are made. Say, take for example, look at this one. So under this there will be burial, and over this there will be some kind of temple kind of structure. So basically it will have an octagonal shape with a one entrance, and the kings and the queens will be buried with their items. So basically what does this signify? This signifies that they believed in afterlife, and this can be compared to the Egyptian pyramids also, because they also work on the same principle. So they have a nickname called as Pyramid of Assam. And the historical significance of this is that they are derived from the word Tai from they are derived from Tai home words like Chi, Rai and Doi, and its meaning is shining town situated on the hilltop. Then we have Humayun's Tomb Complex. So this is in news because the Humayun's Tomb Complex has been converted into India's first sunken museum. So where is it? It is in Delhi. And what are there in these museum? So around Mughal miniatures, manuscripts, coins, textiles, and a 270-degree screen for virtual tool is present here. And who has developed this, means who has converted this Humayun tomb into the sunken museum? It is by the Aga Khan Trust Culture and Archaeological Survey of India, that is ASI. Then we have some facts about Humayun tomb, like who is the person who built it. It is very simple, H. So they are similar. Humayun tomb was built by Hamida Banu Begum. And what is the architectural style associated with? Means it is constructed with a red sandstone with some facets of white marble, and it has a Persian styled garden layout which later influenced the Taj Mahal. Then we have India and Taiwan are in news. Recently, the mutual recognition agreement for organic products between India and Taiwan has been implemented. Basically, here, if any product in India we have declared it as an organic, then in Taiwan also they do not need any separate certification to recognize it as organic. Similarly, it also applies vice versa. If Taiwan has given any certification in their country, then we are also accepted. So this is basically the meaning of this India Taiwan agreement with respect to organic products. Then we have World Bank Group Guarantee Forum. So guarantee program earlier is given by an organization, that is only important thing here. It's called as Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Then we move to Mercosur. So Bolivia has recently become a full membership of this Mercosur group to enhance the trade with the member countries. So like we have in our region ASEAN as a regional group for Asian and South Asian countries, this Mercosur is especially for the Latin America and South American bloc. So who are its original members? We can remember it with a code, say PUB A, not PUBG. So P stands for Prague, U stands for Uruguay, B stands for Brazil, and A stands for Argentina. And recent edition is Bolivia and Venezuela. It was actually established in the year 1991 with a treaty of Ascunian, I think, Asen Con, something remember like this, Asen Con, something like this. And its objective is to facilitate the movement of goods, services, and factors of production. So, what are the factors of production? Land, labor, and capital. And where is its headquarters? Its headquarters is in Montevideo, Uruguay. Then, this news, just remember, South Africa has brought a new law on climate change. Then we have Asian Disaster Preparedness Center. India has assumed the chair of this from 2024 to 2025. So it was founded in 1986 as an autonomous international organization, and it focuses on the disaster reduction and building climate resilience in Asia and Asia Pacific region. So how to remember the countries? So group them as this is one group and this is one group. So remember it like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal is one group, and the extension of China, Cambodia, Philippines and Thailand is also one group, and its headquarters is in Bangkok, Thailand. Then we move to miscellaneous news where India has transitioned to clean energy. So a study on India's transition to clean energy was released by World Research Institute, and it has found some targets, especially with respect to carbon dioxide emission, where India's carbon reduction goals are 1 billion ton by 2030 and reduce carbon intensity below 45% by 2030. Main thing here is who released the report, that is World Research Institute. India's transition to clean energy report is released by WRI. Then World Drug Report 2024. The World Drug Report 2024 is released by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. What does it say? Basically, it will say there is increase in case of drug use, especially with respect to youth and all, and how much rise has been found. Around 20% rise in drug use has been found, and which is the most popularly used drug? It is cannabis. Then key facts about United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime. So it was formed in the year 1997 and its headquarters is in Vienna, Austria, and it mainly relies on the voluntary contributions given by the governments. Means it does not have any independent data collection, but it believes the data that is given by the government. World Population Prospectus Report. So United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs has released the World Population Prospectus Report of 2024, and the current status is India became the world's most populous nation. And how will the India's graph be? So it is expected to peak by 2060 to 1.7 billion, and from them it will go on declining till 2100. So this is a prediction till 2100. Here it will be 1.5 billion. Let's see if they are correct or not. Then we have Niti Aayog's report with respect to electronics powering India's participation in global value chains. Actually, like Niti Aayog comes up with the various reports. Now, India at 75, 3-year plan, something like that. So this is also similar. It is the plan of Niti Aayog, especially in the electronic sector. Its main objective is to transform India into an global electronic manufacturing hub, and its target by 2030 is it has to have a manufacturing value of around 500 billion, employment of 6 million jobs, and current status of the electronic sector is that how much is the market size of electronic sector in India? 155 billion. Export is 25 billion, and domestic production of 99% of smartphones are done in India only. And India's share in global exports is less than 1%, but the demand is greater than 4%. Means say there is a mismatch between the production that is demand and supply in India. Then we have International Tennis Hall of Fame. So recently, three people got inducted into this International Tennis Hall of Fame. That is Leander Piaz. Where is that guy? Leander Piaz and Richard Evans, and I think one Indian guy is there. He got into this Hall of Fame. Okay, yeah, Leander Piaz, Amrit Raj, and this Richard Evans got into this Hall of Fame. Where is it? It is in USA, in Rhode Island, in New York. So, some basic facts about Vijay Amritraj, as he is the first Asian to get into this Hall of Fame, is that his career spanned from the year 1970 to 1933. He won around 15 ATP singles and have achieved a career ranking of 18th in the world. This was his best ranking, and he also helped India reach the final of the Davis Cup in 1974 and 1987. Then we have to deal with International Tennis Hall of Fame. Okay, that is the information. Where is it? It is in Rhode Island in USA, and it was first started inducting people from 1955. Then Olympic order. Ar- Abhinav Bindra has been awarded with the Olympic order. See, this is a Olympic order. So it was established in the year 1975, and it is actually given for the people who mainly contribute more towards the Olympic community. Means he is trying more people from India to push towards Olympic and participate. So he has a foundation. Like I think what is his foundation? where he pushes the people especially to take on Olympic as a career and move towards it. So there are grades actually in this Olympic order, that is gold, silver, and bronze. And this he has gotten silver mainly because gold is only given for those of the heads of the states. For example, if Modi had pushed more towards promoting Olympics in India, then he would have got the gold Olympic order. As he is not the head of state currently, so he is given silver. And what are the some reasons why he has gotten this? Because he was the first individual to win the Olympic gold medal, and he also runs the Vinod Bindra Foundation to support the athletes. Then we move to State of World's Forest Report 2024, which is released by Food and Agricultural Organization. So, what are its some observations? The global deforestation rates have slowed down, that is good sign, and the global forest area stands at 31% of the land area. And countries that have shown major gains are China, Australia, India. So we have to remember India has gained something as per the FAO report. Then law and climate change. So one case is important actually. MK Ranjit Sinha versus Union of India. So as per this case, it is the right. Actually, this recognizes that it is a right of an individual to be free from the adverse effect of climate change. So this judgment makes climate change or adverse effects of climate change to be part of fundamental rights. Means this has placed after this judgment, the this will be part of Article 21 and Article 14 of our Indian Constitution also. Then let's see what other things are important. Bangalore Climate Action Resilience Plan has the target of 2050 to achieve net zero emissions. We know this also, we have studied it. Then SDG index. So if the SDG index they have asked about the world, it is released by UN. If they ask about India, it will be released by Niti Aayog. So India has accelerating towards this SDG goals. So which we can see from this how our scores has improved. Initially, in I think in 2017 or 2018, the score 2018 the score was 57, but currently the score is 71. So as there is continuous increase, so there is a question related to trends. They can say our rank is currently improving. Yes, it is currently improving only, and it has not seen a dip since 2018. And what are the areas where the maximum trend growth is seen? It is in goal 1 of SDG and goal 13, that is no poverty and climate action, and in goal 8 and goal 15 also, that is decent economic growth and life on land. Then 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. So what is this? This is basically 33% reservation that is given to the women, especially in the parliament. One question here is like from when will this be applicable actually? This will be applicable after the commencement of the next census. Say actually the census was held to be in 2021, but this got delayed due to COVID-19 and so when does the next census happen? Mostly in next year or next to next year. So after the election that comes after this census at the central level, it will be generally in the 2029 elections. This 33% bill will be applicable. So India currently ranks at 143rd in the ranking of the women in national parliaments. Means if you look at the percentage of the women in the parliament, it is very low. It is around 14%. So if we look at the party wise, the maximum women candidates are present in Trinamool Congress, that is 38% of the MPs, and BJP and Congress both have around 13% each MPs. And is there any quota for any state where women has to be maximum? Yes, actually, in Namma Tamilar Kacha is a party where this party itself has given around 50% quota for women in Tamil Nadu. Then we go to concept of scholar warriors in military. So we have to know basically what is a scholar warrior. So basically this scholar warrior is a military professional who combines his intellectual acumen with the combating powers. And this is a program to develop these kind of people. It is initiated through Warfare Aerospace and Strategy Program, that is WASP program, which was started in the year 2022. Basically, it aims to develop the critical thinkers that to adapt at the geopolitics and the grand strategy of the national power. Then we have Odisha's palm tree initiative to combat lighting deaths. So Odisha, where around 300 people every year die because of the lightning strikes, they are planning to grow palm trees. Means tenginkai. If they grow tenginkai, like they will directly strike to that only instead of striking to the people on the open ground. The lightning generally finds a way through tall surfaces, so only we can see that pointed structures are made on every building because it mainly is to attract the lightning. So if they grow more palm trees, then there will be less lightning strikes on people on the ground. So that's the main advantage here, and that is being done by Odisha. Then we have to also know about regenerative baking. So this is in technology is quite in news because this is widely used in currently EVs. So whenever we brake na, the large amount of speed which we are moving, after it is getting braked, it will be pushed through a drum where the kinetic energy will be converted to potential energy and it will be stored into the vehicle's battery. So this is basically regenerative braking, means the energy that is dissipated via brake will be utilized in charging the battery. Heat dome and its effect. So heat dome were seen over California and had led to rise in temperatures and dry conditions. So what is this basically heat dome? It is basically high pressure system, not low pressure. Low pressure is cyclone. So heat dome is a high pressure system. You can remember at HH. High pressure system trapping warm air like a lid on the top of an extend on like a lid on top of a pot for an extended period of time. Then we have Clarion Clipperton zones. So this is a location, especially in the Pacific, the two in the northern Pacific between Hawaii and Mexico, where polymetallic nodules especially are present. So this region is called as Calirion Caliper Zone, and India is also planning to apply license with the International Seabed Authority to explore the deep sea minerals in the Clarion Clipper zones. Then we move to dark oxygen. So what is dark oxygen basically? Dark oxygen basically is that one that is oxygen that is produced in complete darkness thousands of feet below at the ocean surface level. Then notified disaster. We have to know that there are 12 notified disaster and heat waves are not part of it. They are notified under the Disaster Management Act of 2005, and basically it is related to catastrophe, mishap or calamity or a grave occurrence which results in a substantial loss of property, discussion or environmental change. Then we have news in shorts now, so this will be quick from now. DRDO has initiated a preliminary study on developing an indigenous conventional submarine under Project 76. So we have to remember what is Project 76 there. It is then we move to in an effort to promote the production of new and renewable energy. State's Energy Department has proposed another solar park in Tumkuru only at Madhugiri. Where was the earlier one? It was in Pavagad. Then Sweden has launched a groundbreaking new law which allows grandparents to step in and get paid parental leave while taking care of their grandchildren up to 3 months. Which country has given this? Sweden. And Antonio Costa. So what he has got elected into? He has got elected into president of the European Council. Then what is this Snowblind? Snowblind basically is a new Android malware which is mainly stealing the data that are related to banking credentials. So it is the exploiting basically Android security features. Snowblind. Then we have India joins SEERA's Citizen Astronaut program by offering 6 seats on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket to put citizens as astronauts into space. Then we have paper mulberry, which is an invasive plant of South Asia, is seen spreading in Bangalore a lot. So we have to remember this paper mulberry is a kind of invasive plant that is spreading in Bangalore. NASA has recently captured an epic view of the largest volcano in our solar system, which is called as Olympus Mons, and it is in Mars, and it has been captured by Odyssey orbiter. Then we have scientists have identified a species of desert moss called as Synthricha canaveris. So we can remember Synthricha here and Nervis here. Synthricha nervis, that could be a game changer for the future space exploration. Then we have Nauka Beach boat race, which will begin in several rural pockets of West Bengal. A UK-based teenager whose name was Oran Noslosan. He is the first person who has an implant fitted in his brain, basically to reduce the seizures, epileptic seizures. Then we have Sri Krishna Raja Vadaya Silver Jubilee Park, which was established in 1927 to commemorate the Krishna Raj Vadaya Force 25 years of rule, is currently deteriorating because of the neglect by BBMP. And it was built by actually Sir Diwan Mirza Ismail, and it spans between Town Hall and Jama Masjid. And who is the Indian cricketer who has rose to now number one spot, especially in terms of ICC T20 all-rounder Hardik Pandya. Then we have Dr. B.N. Gangadhar appointed as a chairperson of the National Medical Commission. And who is the new Prime Minister of UK? Keir Starmer. Karnataka state government has formed a nine-member committee to investigate on the issues of contamination of Kaveri River as per the complaints raised by MLC Guligowda. Sorry, Dinesh Guligowda. Then other news is okay. The Department of Drinking Water of Karnataka and the Ministry of Jal Shakti of the Union Government are collaborating with initiative to stop diarrhea, and it has launched a 2 months awareness campaign whose name is Swachh Gaon Shuddh Jal Behtar Kal from July 1, 2024, aimed at promoting safe drinking water, which in turn reduces the diarrhea disease. Then we have 2 day Mysore Literature Festival was conducted, and one book here which is released is important because the book's name is Power Within: The Leadership Legacy of Narendra Modi, and it is written by R. Balasubramaniam. Then Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. She is a principal advisor at the Union Minister Health and Welfare for the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program. RBI mandates routing all credit card bill payments through Bharat Bill Payment System to streamline the process and for to ensure security and regulatory oversight. So, what is this BBPS? This is Bharat Bill Payment System. Then we have Finance Commission has also the central ones 16th, which has appointed by Arvind Pingaria. He has appointed Dr. Poonam Gupta, whose role is including advising on the terms of references, conducting research, and enhancing the Commission's recommendation on the fiscal devolution and related subjects. Prime Minister Modi has also recently received Russia's highest civilian award, whose name is Saint Andrew of Apostle. Then recent studies indicate the Earth's inner core, composed of solid iron and nickel and located around 5,150 kilometers, say that the rotation has been reversed actually. Then Karnataka State Road Transport has also planned to recently launch its bus services to Ahmedabad and Puri. Currently, the maximum distance where the KSRTC bus were going was to Mumbai and Shirdi, but now it will be extended to Ahmedabad and Puri. Then we have Karnataka state government has appointed a senior most journalist Aisha Kannum as the chairperson of Karnataka Media Academy. Then Salzar pit viper. So there was a snake which was found recently in Assam's Kaziranga National Park, which they have named as Salzar pit viper. So what does this Salzar basically mean? So this Salzar is basically a character from movie Harry Potter. If you know Salzar, he was from Slytherin house. Then we have Raksha Rajya Mantri Shri Sanjeev Seth has launched a program which is called as Gains 2024 in Kolkata. So what is this basically Gains 2024? Basically Gains 2024 aims to improve the startup culture, especially in the shipping sector and all. So it is being started in Kolkata, where the initiatives are taken by the Garden Research and Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. So basically, any activity that is related to startup in the shipping sector will be promoted under this Gains 2024 initiative. Then we have Union government has announced a 10% reservation for the Agniveers in the CAPF and Assam Rifles. So they want to open more avenues for them. And according to a recent report, the Israeli military has reported it has employed a method called as Hannibal Directive during October after October 7th attack by the Hamas. So basically, it is a doctrine of using maximum force to ensure that no soldiers are captured, which basically means to kill everyone, attack maximum as possible and kill everyone, and even if civilians are lost, then also no issue. So if anything Hannibal Directive sometimes seen in news which is related to Israel and Hamas issue, just remember that one. Then recently pitchback exercise was also held between India and Australia. Then after that we have e-Swasthya Dharma portal, which is now integrated with Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission, which is a central sector mission which was launched in 2021, which aims to create an integrated digital health infrastructure in the country. Then we have, I think, which is the next one. The draft for the Greater Bangalore Governance Bill has introduced a system of proportional representation, especially in the ward communities. So just know that one. Proportional representation system has been proposed in ward committee elections. Then Karnataka state government has appointed Mysore-based writer Katha Chikkanna as the chairperson of the National Saint Poet Karnataka Kanakadasa Study and Research Center. India will host the first World Audiovisual Entertainment Summit in Goa. The Reserve Bank of India now allows individuals to open foreign currency accounts, especially in the gift city, so that they can trade in the international market too. Then we have PM inaugurates Indian Newspaper Society in Maharashtra, Mumbai. Then Asur community, we have to know this also. So this Asur community is a PVTG group from Jharkhand who recently have got the Forest Right Act under the Forest Right Act of 2006. Then Karchi Puja. So this Karchi Puja is a traditional puja in Tripura which symbolizes cleansing of their own sins. Then Kargil Day was celebrated on 13th July 2024. And what was operation that time which was held at the operation name was Operation Safed Sagar. Then we have the second regional event called as Hamara Samvidhan Hamara Samman campaign was held in Uttar Pradesh Prayagraj, which was organized by the Disha scheme where legal help is provided. So it mainly celebrates the 75 years of adoption of the constitution. Niti Aayog in partnership with IIM Bangalore has started a smart fleet center or the drive to zero zone with the World Resource Institute and has launched the Niti Gear Shift Challenge under eFast India initiative. This innovation hackathon aims to develop the business models that promote the adoption of zero trucks, that is having electric trucks. Then we have veteran Indian astrophysicist Prahlad Chandra Agarwal, known for his pivotal roles in India's dedicated astronomy. Astrosat has received the prestigious Kospara Harry Mazie Award of 2024. The award includes medal and a citation and a naming of his a planet, minor planet in his name. That is Agarwal 2064. Then Union government will launch a first ever national toll-free helpline number, that is 91933, basically to deal with narcotic crime, and it will be called as Manas, that is Madak Padartha Nisheda Anusuchana Kendra. Then we have Google Fee. So this is basically Google Fee has introduced the security feature called as number lock because it mainly helps to combat against the SIM swapping scam that is done by the scammers nowadays. Then Think 2024 is a quiz which is started by the Indian Navy. Then the report of India's G20 task force on digital public infrastructure was held by Amitabh Kant and Nandan Nilekani. Sadanand Suvarna, who directed the popular series Gudda Bhuta on the Doordarshan, has died recently. Nallama Thambi Kalasi Devi, the first woman director general of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research was granted 2-year extension in the service. France's all-time leading footballer Gu- Oliver Glounde has confirmed his international retirement recently. Then we have Karnataka government has drafted a bill, the state employment of local candidates in industries, factories, and other establishments to to reserve the managerial and clerical jobs for the Kannadigas. Especially, they want around 50% of the managerial jobs and 75% of the non-managerial jobs to be reserved for the local candidates, especially who have resided in Karnataka for the last 15 years and can write, speak, and read Kannada. And there will also be penalties for non-compliance also. Shruti Hegde has become the first Miss Universal at a pageant which is especially for the women with a shorter height. Srijan portal is developed by Department of Defense, especially to indigenize the defense means what all the are needed that does not need procurement from the foreign players are posted here and the people can develop these. Then we move to a translation of collection of short stories written by Banu Mushtaq, a writer and advocate based in Hassan, has won an English Pen Translation Award for the year 2024. Deepa Basti her translated short stories into English under the title Haseen and Other Stories is one of the human rights organization that fights for freedom to write and freedom to read, and it is for the first time a book translated from Kannada has been selected for the award. Ivory Coast joins the United Nations Water Conservation, which is the 10th African nation. Kempegowda International Airport recently unveiled an anthem which is composed by J. Ricky J. And it also features the voice of Loni Park, Siddhartha Belman, and it highlighting the passenger stories at and airport amenities, and it has a word called as "World is waiting for you." A UAE based business conglomerate AI Maya Group has announced the acceptance of India's unified payment interface across its outlets. So Maya Group is that group from UAE. Then we have a US based firm has opened a green hydrogen electrolyzer gigafactory near Dadbalapur. We have also seen this one also. Then zebra mussels, which is an invasive species, was first discovered in Colorado River. Then Madhya Pradesh State Wild Board has given the status of 8th tiger reserve to Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary on the outskirts of Bhopal. Then we have Karnataka State Pulse Development Board, which is expanding its Bhima Pulse Turda to operation in the existing processing unit of Kalburgi. Challavadi Narayan Swamy has been appointed as a leader of opposition in the Karnataka Legislative Council. Former international shooter and veteran sports administrator Ranadhir Singh is set to become India's first president of Olympic Council of Asia. The Indian Institute of Management Bangalore inaugurated a cafe called as Mitti Cafe on its campus, which is managed by a person with the physical and intellectual challenges. And Karnataka government has proposed new names for the four airports. The Vijaypur one will be called as Basveshwara Airport. Hubli one will be called as Sangoli Rana Airport. Then Belagavi will be called as Kittur Rani Chennamma Airport. Then Shivamoga will be called as Kuvempu Airport or Kuppalli Venkatappa Puttappa Airport. And Atomic Minerals Directorate AMD has discovered nearly 1600 tons of lithium reserves in Mandya district. The cabinet has approved a 2663 crore Disneyland type of amusement park in Sagar district of Mandya, which is proposed by DK Shivkumar. Rashtrapati Bhavan will also auction the selected items which they have got gifts through a portal called as e-Upahar. Then Israel Aerospace Industries recently unveiled the country's new air to surface missiles which are called as Wind Demons. And a exercise between India and Mongolia, new one which will be started, is called as Exercise Conquest. World Heritage Committee has decided to include a site of Palestine, which is Tel Amir, into the UNESCO's World Heritage Site, and also the World Heritage Site in danger in the 46th session which was held in India recently. And next we have news SIMS, which is a portal which basically deals with steel import monitoring system. Then we have recently India and the USA have signed a deal which is called as cultural property agreement, where the US has to return all the illicit trafficking antiques from India to USA, and it has also done. The Union Education Minister has introduced the guidelines especially for the bagless days, especially for children from 6 to 8, and there will be approximately 10 bagless periods also. Manu Bakar has become the first Indian athlete to win two medals at single Olympic, clinching bronze in 10-meter air pistol and mixed team event along with Sarabjot Singh and Manika Batra become the first Indian table tennis player. Popularly called as the tree man of Channapatna, Buhalle Puttaswamy in over 20 years had single-handedly planted thousands of saplings on close to 40 acres of barren land by the side of the road and on the government land. He recently died. In July 2024, Laos has introduced a special set of commemorative stamps featuring Lord Rama and Lord Buddha, especially to show the cultural ties between Laos and India. UNESCO has added the Sado gold and silver mines in the World Heritage List of Japan, and they belong to Japan. And recently, in the honor of the Bollywood star Shah Rukh Khan, the Grivin Museum in Paris had ordered his personalized gold coins with his picture on them. Then Yaroslava Munchi of Ukraine has broke the world record of highest jump by a woman. Then Rajasthan will be the first state in India to create a 10-year action plan specifically designed to improve road safety. Nagaland has won the Best State in Horticulture Award at the Agricultural Leadership Award. Then we have Gulbenkian Prize for Humanity. It was given to Andhra Pradesh community, especially for natural farming project in 2021, and it's worked on sustainable farming in India. So, okay, this was part 3. So, we will finish part 4 tomorrow. Thank you.